All right, let's get some of these undone. Now what I do is run these on my sander and square them up, get all that glue off of there. Let's get the rest of these off. Oh, Lordy. I don't want to get these separated because these halves the wood matches. So I'm gonna do the rest of them. I'm gonna get through them right now. Actually, no. I am going to get Nikki's handles ready to be epoxied. So I'll work on this a little bit. And then, because when I mix my epoxy up, I'll get the handles on this first thing, and then glue them handles up too. So, and I'll tell you what, I'm not using on these synthetics. I'm going to use brass. Brass sands easier, and if I use stainless, it gets too hot and it melts the synthetic. So on all the synthetic handles, I'm going to use brass, and I'm going to try to use up my stainless on the stabilized wood. So let me get to work on that. Boy, did I undercount. I'm still not going to have enough clamps. So I'll have enough clamps to do what I have set up here. There's nothing glued yet. And I'll have one more set of handles to glue. Here's what I got. And I'll tell you, I'm glad I did that. I've been hanging on to this for so long, knowing that this is something I needed to do. And these are going to make some really nice handles. This is yellow heart with desert ironwood. And I'm glad I did it, because that's some expensive wood that I got for fairly cheap. I can't remember what I got them for, like 10 bucks each or something like that. And I didn't realize how thin they were. I think they're 3/16. And then I glued another 1/8 inch to them, so they're plenty thick enough for a dinner skinner, a 4-finger, or a 3-finger knife. And these will be also. And I was sitting here looking at my wall of stuff I make, and I am thinking about making a big machete, the Bayou chopper. I've only made one ever, and I had to send it out to be heat treated because back then I had a very small forge, and you know, it was homemade. And now my forge would heat treat this without a problem. So I'm thinking about making one. Yep, I just might. And I might redesign the handle just a little bit. I'm not sure how. I'm going to draw the blade out. Well, I got a piece of paper. I'm going to draw the blade out and draw a handle that doesn't have a belly but has a bit of a swoop back here. And this will probably be a one-off. You know, I can't make these. It's expensive. The steel is expensive. Very. And I have my last piece of steel up here that is long enough for me to get one of these out of. I'll probably use a simple wood like walnut, a very hardy, waterproof basically wood. I'll put some jimping up here, but I won't do anything this deep. I have basically I have a jimping file that I would put about 2 inches of jimping on just to have it for a fire starter. Just something different. I think I'm going to do that. And I'm not going to put Nikki's handle on today. I'm going to wait till tomorrow and do the last handle and put the handle on hers. I will get it ready I'll get the handles cut, get them drilled, and get them ready to glue. And tomorrow I'll glue that last piece and Nikki's handle, because I still haven't got the kydex for her knife yet. So this is what I'm going to do here and get that done, and then I think I'm going to start cleaning my mess up. All right, the new Bayou chopper. Handles a lot bigger, and these curves in here allow for my die grinder. So that's gone. That is no mo. Yep, and I'll put some jimping up here, and I think I'll go with, I don't have 16th inch pins, I have 1/8 inch. I think 1/8 inch would be okay. This is kind of a big handle. I'll put a lanyard tube back here, and I think I'm going to go ahead and cut one out now just to see what it's going to look like. It's here, it's here, it's here. Our first cucumber, and it's still warm from the sun. Oh yeah, I am so going to eat that. And tomatoes are delicious. I had 3 tomatoes yesterday. I'm probably going to eat this one and maybe this one today. I'll give those a couple more days to ripen. Oh yeah. And today I'm going to cook some burgers for the first time. I've never done this. And I'm going to cook some burgers in the solar oven. But first I got to open this up and smell them, because they've been around a while. I'm talking about in the freezer a while. And for some reason, we have just had terrible luck with hamburger meat lately. So I'm going to open this up, give them the sniff test. And if they smell good, I'm going to try to cook them in my solar oven. I have never done burgers in a solar oven before. I'm using my All-American Sun oven, and just in the short time it took me to go in there and get the hamburger patties out and get a little garlic and a little salt on them, it's already up to 250. So here, let me show. I'm just putting them in a pan, you know, and I'm glad that, you know, we have had trouble with hamburger just being bad in the freezer. So I'm just glad. Whew, good Lord, that's a whole lot of heat coming out of there. Oh, Jesus, that's so freaking hot. All right, I'm gonna need both hands to get this in there. All right, it's in there. I'm gonna set this. Oh, I go by the shadow here, so I'm gonna set it about 15-20 minutes ahead, and I'll come back in a half hour. And it is probably 11:30. What time is it, hon?
I think it's 11:30. Hang on. 11:34.
11:34. So I'll be back at a little after noon and re-aim this. And I think by 1:30, 2 o'clock, maybe 3, we should have some burgers and a cucumber. Okay, I got some white kydex in today. I also got some gray. And I've got Nikki's set aside, and that's gonna look all right. So here is the new Bayou chopper, and I remember now why I never bothered making these, because my bandsaw is only this deep, the throat. So I have from here to here. I'm gonna have to go cut with my cutoff wheel and my angle grinder. I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I still don't really feel like getting too deeply involved out here for I think tomorrow will be Friday. Tuesday, what was it, Tuesday that I cut my knuckle there, and I think Friday I'll be back to wanting to get deeper involved in knife making. I'm kind of excited about these, really, the Bayou choppers. Let's see. I went ahead. Speak, Brad. Speak. I had these clamps, so I went ahead and glued up the last 2 pieces. I had 2 more clamps. I have an odd clamp down there, And these were holding some wood together to keep it from warping that I cut yesterday into small knife-sized pieces, so I don't need them anymore. So I had one extra pair, and I have these spring clamps holding this. Let me make sure it hadn't slid. Yeah, we're good. Okay. All right, you know what? I'm gonna go home. I'm calling it a day. Well, actually, no. I'm going to take that to my other shop and get the cutoff wheel and cut these 2 slots down here and bring it back to the shop, and then I'm done for the day. It's probably, hold on. Yeah, it's almost 1 in the afternoon, so I'm thinking probably another hour and a half and my burgers will be ready. I'll show you those. I won't make it a separate video. I just put them in this video. So I didn't even tell you what I did first thing this morning. I was having my last cup of coffee, and Bev had a limb come down in her front yard, and I went over there and cut that up first thing. As a matter of fact, I think my wife has got it all off the trailer and burnt up. Yep. Boy, that little electric chainsaw, I'll tell you what, it works wonders. Way better than I ever would have dreamed an electric chainsaw would work. I've cut that entire limb up, and it was about 8 or 10 inches at one end, and with that electric chainsaw. It just amazes me how much wood it's able to cut. All right, when I get the burgers done, I'll show you what they look like, and then that is it for me. See you tomorrow. Boy, do I keep getting sidetracked. I put a new blade, my last Morse, M-O-R-S-E, Morse. That was my last blade, and I'll tell you what, absolute junk. This is what cut my hand. My push block, I was pushing the steel through, and I had to push so hard that my hand, with my gloves, slipped off my block, and I probably, if I wasn't wearing gloves, I probably could have pulled this off quick enough. Oh yeah. Right down the bone. So, Morse blades suck. I'm going to use the Lennox blades. Tomorrow I'm going to put, I've only got one, actually I cut these 3 things here, the 3-finger knives. I cut 3 of them out. And I was going to cut 2 more BC specials out, and I'm not going to do it. This thing's going to end up cutting all my fingers off. So tomorrow, I'm going to take that blade off and throw it away and start with my Lennox blades. And I went out to the garage and finished cutting this. So tomorrow, I'm going to work on these, along with getting Nikki's handles on. That'll just take a few minutes. Okay, now let's go look at our solar hamburgers. Okay, it's 300 degrees. It's been 300 degrees for a little while. And it is 2 o'clock. I'm gonna give that to 3 o'clock. Me and my wife are sitting on the front porch enjoying the peace and quiet. Let me tell you something while I'm thinking about it. I'll tell you what, let me get over here and sit down. I'll tell you all about it. Whew, boy, it's 95 or 96, which is not normally so bad, but the humidity is really high. But we're doing okay sitting on the front porch. It wouldn't be near as comfortable without the fan. I say we, I'm sitting on the front porch, and my wife is down there feeding the fire, and then she was up here pulling weeds, and anyway, I have unsubscribed from every single doom and gloom, prepper, buy this product, clickbait, world's gonna end today, watch my video to find out how or when. I've unsubscribed from every single one of them. I've unsubscribed from the news aggregate YouTube channels, and the only channel I watch now is Southern Prepper 1, because actually I like the guy and his motivation is clear, and it's not about pimping products and gotcha headlines, and I trust his information. So since doing that, it's been about 4 days now. I gotta tell you, I have such a calm and peace, and I can't believe what a difference unsubscribing to the gloom and doom has made for me. And I'm not doing the news, it's not like I'm purposely wanting to be ignorant. Believe me, I know what's going on, but I'm not dwelling on it all day long. I'm not feeding my brain all the bad stuff that is easily accessible. And it's made a huge difference in my degree of happiness, my level of peacefulness, my ability to feel thankfulness. And I'm so glad. And I'm not saying anybody else is at that point, but if you're just saturated with bad news and fear and worry, it can't help but have an effect on all the other good things you like to feel, like happiness and pleasure and peace and thankfulness and joy and love. It even affects your ability to feel love for people or animals or your surroundings or the tree frog that just squawked, the little lizard, the gecko that hangs around out here, and made a big difference. And I hope you haven't fallen into the hole that I fell into, which was a complete saturation of the doom and gloom and the bad news and the world is going to end. And I've stopped it, and I feel so much better. All right, 1 hour, we are eating some burgers. I just went up to the store and got some hamburger buns. And 1 more hour, and I'm even going to eat my cucumber, my first cucumber. Oh, yeah. My wife likes the done ones, so I'll let her have the done ones, and I will eat the undone ones. Oh, yeah. Okay. Let me get some ketchup on that, and let's go to eating. That is a good burger right there. Swiss cheese burger cooked in the sun. I know it looks raw, but believe me, that's done. I don't know why it distorts the color on the camera, but that's 100% done. All right, good stuff. All right, I'm gonna eat this burger, and then I'm gonna eat that cucumber. I'll tell you how that tastes, and then I'm gonna eat my 2 tomatoes. You've already had your supper. And then by that time, it'll be time for a shower. You're a weird dog. You're the only one that likes tomatoes. All right, here we go. First cucumber. And my wife said if it's not good, she's not going to keep watering them. Because we have had cucumbers that were really bitter. They smelled good. They smelled cucumbery. But when you ate them, they were very bitter. So here we go. Oh, yeah. That was good cucumber. Boy, there's just something about fresh, off the vine vegetables. Ain't that right? Would you like another little piece of tomato? Weird dog. There you go. All right. Have a good day, y'all. See you tomorrow. This is just an observation. I'm waiting for the 8 o'clock Forged in Fire to come on. It should be coming on in just a few minutes. It's the next episode. And the reason is because I'm rooting for a guy that's a member of one of the knife making forums that I go to. His name is Mike LaValle. And I went to his Facebook page, and all his pictures are him showing his knives. And his fingernails are dirty and his hands are dirty. And it suddenly dawned on me that all the people that I can relate to have dirty fingernails and hands.